Chapter 2. Moving this freak show to the West Coast is the only solution my desperate head can muster. Correct or not, I truly believe that my current melancholy reality will be improved by a move to the land currently highlighting breast augmentation and reality programming. Right now, I spend my nights on the radio and my days writing, many times while hungover. I need to always look ahead, never at the present. When the TV show South Park blew up, I became convinced that creating a show like that was something I could do. Its juvenile vulgarity brilliantly parodied old stereotypes. Of course, the angle is it's told from the perspective of 4 foul-mouthed kids. My writing has altered the winning formula a bit. Future Dwellings is an animated cartoon about a nursing home. It revolves around all-night nursing home raves, patients feeding each other meds erotically, and celebrity appearances by real-life aging or past guest stars like Betty White and Regis Philbin. How could this not be a winner? My best friend Tom is a talented writer, and he comes on board as well. Together we developed the first script and pin our hopes on making a splash in Hollywood. While I wait for Future Dwellings to pop, I start a new project, a screenplay about a cult. The protagonists are 2 over-TV dreamers, one of whom is dying. As I'm also over TV, these are my kind of dudes. In fact, I've learned far too many things from television, most of them erroneous. Relying solely on television for factual information has put me in some embarrassing situations. Thanks to commercials, until I was 20, I actually thought the liquid produced during a woman's menstrual cycle was light blue. Much later, I learned that Tina Fey had been thinking the same thing. Wow, were we off on that one. My screenplay is developed around another philosophy I love. The dying man is a martyr. He saves the world, and most importantly, people talk highly of him after he's gone. That's important to me. I'm building an arsenal of creative material to take with me to Los Angeles. Now I just have to get approval from my skeptical wife for us to actually make the trip. I'm not taking swings at this life alone anymore. I have to consider Jen. She has achieved a pretty successful sales career, and that must be respected. But I do believe her career could thrive even bigger in a bigger city. Jen is about 75% on board with making this frightening move. However, she'll certainly insist that we begin living a better life before any move can be fully considered. That doesn't sound too lofty to me. Going too far in my partying is a major issue already, but it's just an appetizer on the problem menu of my life. The entree is that I spend most of my waking moments attempting to carry around a 2-ton cinder block called perfect human approval. The need to be liked has caused many restless nights and heavy-headed days. I've worked hard to alleviate this pressure, but every attempt has been fruitless. For me, trying to not care about approval is the equivalent of trying not to breathe. Such ridiculous, insecure thinking, I know. Early on, I learned the best way to earn approval was through laughter. My older sister was an incredibly focused and talented tennis player when I was growing up. My mom and dad and I spent enormous amounts of time at tennis tournaments and practice. It was truly beautiful to watch her play. But in the short breaks between her long matches, I called on my talent for clever goofiness. That was my time to make mom and dad and anyone nearby laugh with the latest Saturday Night Live skit, or by busting out an awkwardly funny breakdance move. Being specially entertaining made me feel normal. I think I became addicted to it. What an inner warmth feeling. Over and over again through my life, people have tried to convince me of this important truth. Not everyone is going to like you, Paul. Verbally and logically, I always agree. But something deeper in me always boasts, yeah, right, but I can still try to make this impossible thing happen. And there are some positive results to back up that inner claim. But my mind and nerves are eroding because of it. And now I'm seeing the effects of this flawed thinking. It manifests itself in overwhelming fatigue and sometimes furious anger. I continually coach myself to stop trying to make every situation perfect. Massaging my life and the people in it is killing me. Sometimes my inner caution against seeking perfection holds its worthy ground. But when the approval addiction gets turned up, I always go back to what seems comfortable. There is comfort in making people feel good. But there's a big wrinkle. What about the inevitable times when my mouth or ego put people off? And it does. Usually this plunges my spirit into extreme unease. In that case, which has now become all cases, I make the life force draining effort for approval by numbing myself. The only way I can see to give this open all-night thinking mart some relief is to consume substances, as previously detailed. My various chemicals of choice help reality meet a hope-filled future, while altering the path to get there. This roller coaster of illegal drug use is maddening. It starts with confidence and the need to blow off steam. You tell yourself you want to be with your friends, but they aren't really your friends. They are the people you go get partied up with, and that's when things are exhilarating. Life is good, the impossible is possible, and laughter and approval are in the air. But eventually the eternal night ends, which for some is when the sun comes up, and for others when Monday arrives. That's when the outlook changes dramatically. It's a lower than low reality. I wake up in disbelief at the $500 to $600 spent last night, and everything goes consumption. What sounds completely insane the next morning, however, sounds like a great idea the night before once you knock back that first couple of drinks. We've worked our way through most of our nevers in the past few years. I'll never actually buy drugs. I'll never try cocaine. What is there for two heteros to do in a gay bar? I'll probably never go there. At least we have a few nevers left. Many times during the work week, we go to lunch and don't say a word, each knowing what the other is thinking. Why did we do that again? How will we get out of this? Maybe time will help. But in reality, time just does the opposite. Give extreme partiers time and they have just the right ammo to build up that dangerous confidence. That arrogance causes us to make new plans with the same old people, always promising ourselves it won't happen like that again. But oh yes, it always does. One thing is for sure, our weekend drug use is not going away on its own. We need help before one of us buys the farm or worse, cheats on the other. As close as we've come to both scenarios, they haven't happened yet.
Oh my God. This guy is a whiner. That's what I think when I look back and I read these chapters. What I thought was a hardship, the overthinking, the approval addiction. It sounds so much like a wuss. What a puss. But really, it shows you how people are today. And there's so many people in that 20-something age group living this way. It's a snapshot into the past about trying to become famous. I was trying to do it creatively, but really against all advice. And almost believe that's kind of how you should do it. These are directions to hit the bottom. Maybe you know somebody who needs to hit a bottom. Let's raise the bottom. These things really happened. Get ready for the journey out to LA. A newspaper at the time when I wrote the book had on the cover of the entertainment stories, "I'm no saint," I said. And then the review was good and eye-opening from Booklist. And then even this reviewer, but he said, "I just kept wanting to say, grow up, grow up." But then I wouldn't have had these stories to tell you and these incredibly strange events with celebrities, life, and love. And